Tonight's Super League features the London Broncos aiming to restore some pride against the reigning Super League champions, the Leeds Rhinos, who are contemplating a third successive grand final win in October at Old Trafford. London, humiliated in the Challenge Cup semi-final on Saturday, have 5 games to rescue something from a disastrous season. The wooden spoons beckoning the team. They're 3 points adrift at the foot of the table. Another defeat here, and that unwanted prize will be difficult to avoid. Leeds, on the other hand, eyeing a third grand final triumph in a row. 4 points clear of the Catalan Dragons with 5 to go. The Rhinos on course for their highest finish under Brian McDermott. The league leaders' shield rests between Huddersfield, Wigan and Warrington. Now to the team lineups. Well, a 70-0 defeat would normally mean wholesale changes, but that's a luxury that Tony Ray cannot afford. No one is dropped, he says, but they do have a couple of injuries. Rodri Lloyd is out. He's returned to Wigan. So Ryan Shaw comes into the centre. Michael Robertson's injured too, so it's return to action for Chris Melling on the flank. In the pack, there's no Shane Rodney. He was injured at the weekend as well. Matt Cook returned from 6 games out for the semi-final, and he's there again, alongside Tommy Louis, who is the Broncos' top tackler this year. Loose forward Jacob Furbank is playing for his 4th club this season, just 4 appearances for his parent club, the Huddersfield Giants. And on the bench, James Woodburn-Hall gets a late call-up, and Olsi Krasnicki has been talking up the London Broncos and their Super League ambition this week in the wake of the cup defeat. The coach is Tony Ray. Well, the big guns are coming back for Leeds. Callum Watkins is fit to resume, having missed 4 of the last 7. Liam Sutcliffe continues what is becoming a blossoming partnership with Rob Burrow, which means that for his landmark 500th career appearance, Kevin Sinfield starts at hooker, just as he did on his return from injury last week against Wakefield, and it's the first time he's played there for the Rhinos in 6 years. On the bench, McShane, Kirk, Moore and Foster, and on a sentimental journey back to the Stoop as the Broncos are expected to move to a new home next year is the former coach here, now in charge of the Rhinos, and that is Brian McDermott. Well, glorious is the only way to describe the weather. It is blisteringly hot here at the Twickenham Stoop as the Leeds Rhinos emerge. They've won 5 of the last 7 in Super League. They've enjoyed a quick-fire double over the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats, and they're now firmly in the top 4. And it looks a foregone conclusion, this, against the London Broncos. But remember, it is just 2 years since London beat Leeds home and away. 36-26 at Headingley, 32-22 here. And an enthusiastic crowd is here for this first Thursday night Super League. Now then, before we start, we are going to observe a minute's silence, and you will notice the Leeds men are also wearing black armbands as well. This is a mark of respect for their former coach, Graham Murray, who passed away at the age of just 58 this week in his native Australia. Graham Murray was the Leeds coach in charge for the Challenge Cup final against London in 1999. He also put together the team that contested the inaugural grand final the previous year. 2 seasons at Headingley, 65 games, 48 wins. He coached in Australia with Illawarra, the Hunter Mariners at the start of Super League, the Sydney Roosters and North Queensland Cowboys, and he coached New South Wales in State of Origin 2006-2007. Graham Murray, he only had 2 seasons at Headingley, but his name is written large in the history books of the famous club, and he was Coach of the Year in Australia in 1992. Well, it is Yorkshire Day, and Tim Roby is the man in the middle, the big match referee, and there are plenty of Leeds Rhino supporters who have journeyed south to be here on this first Thursday night Super League. And Jamie Peacock, 220th appearance for the Leeds Rhinos here tonight. And on the other side of the fence, young Ryan Shaw, only 22, his second Super League appearance. He couldn't play last week in the Cup as he was cup-tied. Zach Hardaker gets this game underway. Happy Yorkshire Day, Mr. Stevenson.
Thank you very much, Eddie. And as we know, Yorkshiremen, on this day, we pay for nothing and we give nothing away. And I just get the impression that the London side realise that this Leeds outfit, they will be giving nothing away. They won't matter about the fact that London lost 70 points to 0 on the weekend. It's all about the pride now for the London club, and I think that they'll have had a good look at themselves in the mirror and they will give a good account of themselves tonight.
Well, that certainly is the hope of the coach, Tony Ray. They are seeking redemption here against the champions, following the Cup semi-final exit by 70 points to 0 against Wigan at Lee on Saturday. It was the worst moment, he says, of his coaching career for Tony Ray.
Little indication, Eddie, there. The Leeds Rhinos have done plenty of homework on Jamie Soward, the kicker for the London Broncos. Brett Delaney on that occasion shooting out from marker to put pressure on Jamie Soward. It meant they couldn't give him the ball, and Tommy Lee had to kick from dummy half. Watch for more of that from the Leeds Rhinos. This year, in particular in defence, they've been rushing up and putting pressure on players, trying to turn them back in towards the ruck.
Chris Clarkson carrying the ball forward for the Rhinos. He plays the ball to Kevin Sinfield, and eventually it finds its way to Joel Moon on that left-hand side. 4 tries in the last 4 for Moon, including one last week against Wakefield. Here now is Rob Burrow. He just pops the ball up to Jamie Peacock. Tony Ray, the London coach, will be anxious to see how his players can respond. His options limited, of course, because of so many injuries.
Yeah, they haven't got much great depth, Eddie, and as you know, Tony Ray, he was embarrassed, a lot of the players were, and they realise they've got to make sure that they get their defence right. They were okay for the opening 10 minutes against Wigan, and then they just capitulated. They've got to keep going for the full 80. It's not going to be easy, a lot of youngsters out there, but I'm sure they'll give their all.
That is what the coach is hoping for. This is Ryan Shaw. He'll play the ball to Tommy Lee, and it'll come then to Mark Bryant, and he is met by a great tackle from Callum Watkins, playing himself back into full fitness and appearing in this match. Jamie Soward, the man on a short-term loan from Australia, with a good kick forward. It bounces off the head, goes forward. It's a tap restart on the 20-metre line, though.
Well, that was something rare that London didn't do against Wigan, of course, and that was get through a set of 6. At least they did it on that occasion. Just got a hand to it. A lot of pressure there. Zach Hardaker.
And Eddie, I think if London are going to threaten Leeds tonight, it's that type of kick that they've got to get a result from. They've got to make Leeds come off their line, or at least get a repeat set. They've got to make sure they play down in Leeds territory, otherwise they'll find themselves defending a very, very good attacking side.
Well, they're aiming, the London Broncos, to end a 9-match run without a win. 8 defeats and a 30-all draw. That was knocked down by Chris Melling. This will be a head and feed to the Rhinos.
You can see that Melling just gets a hand to it there. Opportunity. They've left it out wide on that right-hand side. Even early in the game, you can see they applied that pressure. Now then, did he get to it?
Well, it was a header, wasn't it, from Ben Jones-Bishop, Stuart Cummings?
It was off the head of Ben Jones-Bishop, which, you know, London should have got a goal line drop out from that one, which would have given them good field position.
The point is, of course, that Ben Jones-Bishop actually went and played at the ball. He attempted to get the ball in the air. It hit his head, went dead. Should have been a goal line dropout, but the referee seeing that differently. Here is Carl Ablett now for the Rhinos.
Not surprising, you can see that Leeds, they're running very tight at the play the ball area.
Sinfield with a scamper from dummy half. He finds Rob Burrow.
Good work there.
Good defence from Soward.
Yeah, picked him out. Knew he saw the dummy runner come through. Was coming round on the outside.
No way that Sutcliffe could get through that. This is Delaney. Delaney's grounded 20 metres away from the Broncos line. Sinfield to Burrow. He'll hoist this left-footed out to the left-hand side, looking for Ryan Hall. Finds Ryan Hall, and then it finds its way to Jamie Peacock. And Peacock goes over for the try, if this is given, and it is by Tim Roby. There must have been a question mark about a possible knock-on, but Jamie Peacock, his 220th appearance for the Rhinos, he too edging towards 500 appearances in his career. He loves this place.
Well, there you see, Melling got a hand to it, dropped it down, gave Leeds the opportunity to be into a good position. There was no pressure applied there to Rob Barrow. That will be disappointing for the coach, Tony Ray. They really should have put heavy to him. Well, it looked A-OK from there. He juggled with the ball. You could see Hall, he had the shoulder charge. Nothing wrong with that. Not forward. Peacock, Johnny on the spot. But they really should have applied that pressure. And you can see there that Ryan Shaw, the inexperience was showing. Never made any real solid attempt to try to get that ball. And he knows, Brian McDermott, that that's the style of play. Apply the pressure. But you can't afford to allow the likes of Rob Barrow, this man, Kevin Sinfield, the opportunity to control the game with a kick without being put under pressure.
Sinfield to try and add the extras here. And Sinfield makes no mistake. It's 6-0 to Leeds. I say the Peacock loves this place. Tries on 3 visits to the Stoop. 2007 in the Super League and the Challenge Cup. 2008 in Super League. And now 2013 in the Super League.
Well, Steve was talking about that little bit of extra effort to put pressure on Rob Burrow makes a catcher's job a bit easier. Now, I don't have a problem with them letting Ryan Hall catch the ball, but when he comes down with it, they've got to clamp his arms, make sure he doesn't get rid of the ball. He did on that occasion, and Jamie Peacock got 4 points for his team. If you're going to let Ryan Hall go up and take a clean catch, make sure the minute he hits the ground, you totally envelop him, and he can't get rid of the ball.
Well, déjà vu this for the London Broncos. They started fairly brightly against Wigan in the Challenge Cup on Saturday and then completely fell away. They had 12 minutes maybe against Wigan. Here they've only had 5 and they're already 6 points adrift. And Kevin Sinfield there at dummy half, operating at hooker. I wonder whether this is a little hint for the future from Brian McDermott. I wonder whether this is where he sees Kevin Sinfield. I wonder also whether it's a little hint for what role Sinfield might play in the World Cup later for England. 500th game for Kevin Sinfield's special shirt to mark the occasion, and here he goes, the skipper. He's cut them open up the middle. He's looking for support. It's there from Burrow. Burrow skips through the challenges. That's forward.
Yeah. Golden opportunity. Beat Burrow knows it's a shocker. Holds the left arm up and says, sorry, mate, but the quality of this man, irrespective of where you play him, loose forward, stand off, Kevin Sinfield will give his all. But I'm with you, Eddie. Indication, remember, it looks like Roby's going to be out of the reckoning for the World Cup. Maybe McNamara is having words with Brian McDermott, the Leeds coach, to say, let's see how he can handle it. He's done it before, though, as Sinfield. He's no stranger to that position.
No, and the fact that Liam Sutcliffe, at 18 years of age, has made such a tremendous fist of his chances at standoff alongside Rob Burrow. As I say, maybe a little hint of what Brian McDermott has in mind for the long-term future. I don't think, honestly, he'll be that worried about what Steve McNamara or England wants at this particular moment in time.
Well, a high shot from the man who scored the first try. No doubt about it, just went over the top of the shoulder. Not much swing, just more of a grapple. Good opportunity now. Soward boots it down, left foot, right down into that corner. And this is, well, rare air as regards the London Broncos. They didn't get many opportunities against Wigan over the weekend.
They didn't. This is Matt Cook, and he'll play the ball to Tommy Lee. They're just 8 metres away from the line. Luke Dawn will have a little poke through, gets it away to Jamie Soward, and you can't give Soward the opportunity to have a go at you. Good on his feet is Soward. He gets to within 2 of the line. This is Lee again. The ball bounces untidily to McNeekin, and he tries to get the ball away and loses it, and Ben Jones-Bishop has it back for the Leeds Rhinos.
The reward there, Eddie, is collecting the ball. It was a poor pass, so he did well to collect it. He should never have tried to offload that ball.
Problem sometimes in this game, Brian, is offloads lead to more offloads, and people get very excited. What London had to do then, it was their first opportunity inside the 20-metre zone. You've just got to complete your set, run some plays, dribble the ball in goal. You don't have to think score all the time. It's about building pressure. What they've done now is they've let Leeds off the hook, and they're going to be under some pressure soon.
It was naivety, Sean, I think, wasn't it, really?
Well, it's inexperience. Yeah, it is naivety. I mean, we can describe it many ways, Eddie, but the reality is that if you've got the football in your hands, you're a chance of building pressure. If you haven't, you're going to have to do a lot more defensive work. London's record suggests that they're not capable of doing that high defensive rate, because they do get a lot of points scored against them.
Oh, and that kick for the corner from Kevin Sinfield just sized its way over the line. It was just a caught touch in goal.
Well, the way that the Leeds defence has been operating this year, Eddie, sometimes coaches don't mind. It's that sort of defence where they don't mind if the kick's a little bit too long. They can get themselves set up on that 30 metres, and you can see London find it very difficult to get over the advantage line.
Telling statistics coming into this game, Brian McDermott will know that. 102 tries Leeds have scored now this season. London have only managed 44, and, well, Leeds are also very much ahead in the defensive stakes as well. They have to defend here, and that's good work from Joel Moon. He stopped the big man Kafusi in his tracks, but he still managed to get the ball away. And here is Lee with a kick that will go on the outside of Zach Hardaker. It's a good kick, though. And
was that moving? Yes, he did very, very well there. The new interpretation of that rule in regards if the ball is moving, you can watch it gets the foot over the whitewash. Yep, it's still, was it though?
Just got it in time, I think. Just in time.
Come on. Only just, Stuart, wasn't it? Only just,
yeah, but it was enough.
It was a good option as well. Good kick there by Tommy Lee. Went early, didn't wait until the final play the ball.
Long legs too from Hardaker to stretch over the line from that range. Here is this young man, Sutcliffe, again. He has been really, really impressive. Featured in the last 10 since his debut against St Helens in May. Burrow gets the short ball away to Peacock. He in turn gets it away. Oh, and it bounces kindly here off the head. It's Tommy Lee. Hardaker gets to him.
Did well.
Leeds trying to slow the ball down. They succeeded. Soward, oh, that went through the hands, and it's a knock-on.
Oh, it's
all the chances that London have created, and they've blown them in the opening 2 or 3 tackles.
And you've got to take your opportunity when it just presents itself. He wanted to go down. Tommy Lee didn't have the speed, of course, especially with Hardaker, but it's sheer panic, and that man, Tony Ray, is fully aware of it. Just calm things down.
You're right, Steve. It ties back in with the previous episode. When you get the ball when you don't think you should have got the ball. If Kevin Sinfield's pass had gone to hand and not hit Kyle Luluai, Leeds had an overlap on that left-hand side, and London would have been in some trouble. Instead, they get a try, or they get the ball, I should say. They get the ball back when it wasn't expected. Carry out that set, finish that set, and try and put Leeds under a bit of pressure.
Ryan Hall struggles to his feet, plays it to Sinfield. Here they come again then, the Leeds Rhinos, and this is Chris Clarkson. Kevin Sinfield barking the instructions from dummy half. Peacock gets it to Burrow. That's then knocked down.
Did it go backwards?
It was knocked down by London, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it's a knock on by London. It's head and feet to the Rhinos. Crowd on this near side disagree.
Yeah, Soward just got a fingertip to it as we're trying to offload. But you can see quite clearly in the opening stages of this game, this is the incident. You see there, it just gets a hand to it, doesn't it? Jamie Soward.
He's just trying to part with the ball, so that would be why it would be classed as a knock-on. The ball just come out at that point.
But you can see already, Eddie, this Leeds side, they're running efficiently at the play the ball area over that advantage line. They're forcing the London side back nearly every time they play the ball. Look at that, over the advantage.
It's Joel Moon. He's had a great season. Finds Ablett, finds Hall, and they're just clawing at Ryan Hall. Got to take the legs. Eventually they do get him down 20 metres away from the Broncos line. This is Sinfield. Here is Burrow now. Oof. And was that the use
Shoulder
of
charge.
the shoulder by Fairbank?
Yeah. Yeah, didn't make any attempt to try to grab him with the right arm, just to see the shoulder. That's banned.
Penalty, so another set of 6 here for Leeds. First tackle taken by Carl Ablett. Now it's with Burrow. And Burrow gives it to Sutcliffe. He finds Hardaker, who finds Watkins. Brilliant hands. Wonderful try in the corner for Ben Jones-Bishop. Or is it? The referee will hand this upstairs to the video referee, Steve Ganson. And touching goal is the call, and a possible obstruction in back play as well.
Well, they're utilising the dummy runner. Did he make contact with the London player? That's what they'll look at. Steve Ganson is the video referee tonight.
And we have the expert eye of Stuart Cummings.
Well, looking in live play, I didn't see any obstruction as the ball came across. Certainly nothing up with that challenge. The next one as well, he catches it on the outside of the runner, so that's fine as well. It's all a case of whether his feet are in touch when he puts the ball down, I think.
Well, I think he gets it down. Remember, if you touch the flag, it's A-OK. That's TRY time.
Yes, he's airborne. It's Ben Jones-Bishop. He was here with the Harlequins club on loan in 2010. He got 11 tries in 18 for them. And it looks like he's got another one here for the Leeds Rhinos this year.
Yeah, this will be given.
Only recently back in the side, 6 from 6 for Leeds this year. He had that awful blood clot on his lungs before Christmas. This is going to be a try, though, given, I think, by Steve Ganson. And it is. Ben Jones-Bishop, that's 7 tries in 7 for Leeds this year now on his comeback. Good to see him back in the action.
Well, this is something that the Leeds side have done all this season. The utilisation of the 2 dummy runners. There's a penalty given away. Fairbank utilising the shoulder on the little fella. First dummy runner, Lulawai. Then he comes through again. Leaves it open. Too late there for Sargentson. The winger should have gone out. But you find that he's moved in as Melling. And Sargentson came too late.
So the try given the green light by Steve Ganson. Here comes Kevin Sinfield now to try and add the extras. Not only is he playing his 500th game of his career as he kicks another 2 points. He's the first player to reach that milestone in the summer era. It could be a double celebration too. He now needs just 21 points to become the first player to reach 3,000 solely at Super League level.
Now, Chris Melling's actions are determined by what Jamie Soward inside him does. Jamie Soward made the decision to go in, and when he does that, Chris Melling's got to follow him. Jamie Soward then decided, no, I better go on the outside. Well, it's too late for Chris Melling to change his line then, and he has to come in. Jamie Soward, if he makes the decision, he's got to come up with a man or a ball. You can't expect the man outside him to do anything other than follow him in.
Kylie Lulawai, substitute last week. It was his first appearance in 5. He took that ball forward for the first carry from the kick-off. Here is Peacock playing it to Sinfield. Now it's Brett Delaney. And Delaney, well, his form and commitment has been praised by Brian McDermott this year, and rightly so. An unsung hero. That was a poor effort, though, from Burrow. He was looking for Lulawai.
Lulawai had stopped.
And here's Olsi Krasnicki.
Now this is where London just have to camp. Just stay down there. Don't panic. Don't try to offload at every opportunity.
Mike McNeacon struggles to his feet, plays the ball to Lee. It's Jamie Soward, a cut-out pass. He finds Dawn eventually. And here now comes Jamie O'Callaghan. Down he goes under the tackle from Joel Moon. Antonio Kafusi has a blistering run from dummy half, gets London to within 10 metres of the line. Lee scampers in, will go down the right-hand side with Dawn! And Luke Dawn scores for the London Broncos. And that try is greeted with some celebration by the London fans after the disaster that their club suffered at the weekend against the Wigan Warriors. And Luke Dawn, well, he's been a prolific try scorer in the past. Only his 4th try in Super League this year here.
Well, you can see there, Kylie Lulawai stopped, didn't want to come into it. But the setup and the step by Luke Dawn is outstanding. But put that down to a wonderful run by Antonio Kafusi that built them and put them in that position. On that occasion, they didn't panic. They dropped the ball, got it to a position, and watch the pickup from the big fella. Boy, look at him go.
You
Look
think
how
you'll
he
see a
tucks
bigger
in.
man, Steve-O, run from dummy half all year than Antonio Kafusi.
That's a beautiful step, though. Give credit to the fullback, Luke Dawn. He's brought back the home side into this game. Hands soured at the extras.
You would think so, and the flags will tell you that he has. And so London are in the contest. Leeds 12, London 6.
Well, the thing I like about the London team is this time they were prepared to be patient. Luke Dawn is one man that you cannot afford to drift off. You've got to go forward and put him under pressure. He's got wonderful step, he's got excellent pace, great anticipation, and he is a prolific try scorer as Luke Dawn. He certainly put them back in the game. Just want to make a quick comment about the Leeds Rhinos. They're loose to me tonight. They've been loose. They've far too many balls are not hitting the mark. Passes going behind the target. They've got away with a couple of tap downs from the London Broncos team, but they just seem to want to go around the edges. They're not going through the middle. It's not like how the Leeds Rhinos normally play.
Yeah, you're right, Sean. And also, when you add to that is the fact that, you know, you race away to a 12-0 lead early in the game, and sometimes the younger players become, I want a bit more individual, not as a team unit. And I agree with you. You know, they've got to get back to that routine. But Brian McDermott, the Rhinos coach, will be happy with the fact they are getting over the advantage line. They've got the power in the forwards.
They've just made the first change. The Leeds Rhinos, Ian Kirk in 17 has come on for Kylie Luluai. But it's London who are on the front foot at the moment. And here comes Dawn again, gets the short ball away to Kafusi. And Kafusi is difficult to put down when he's in the mood. Tongan international, Australian international 7 years ago as well. Here's Krasnicki, halted by Callum Watkins. Tommy Lee gets the ball away to Luke Dawn, always ready to chime in. Here is Jamie O'Callaghan, and he'll take it as forward as far as Watkins again. Lee to Jamie Soward. Now then, a little bit of magic from him. Well, off the boot and crossfield kick. The bounce. Oh, wasn't a push there? Wasn't a push by Joel Moon on Luke Dawn?
This should be a penalty. It's a definite push.
Stuart, what do you think?
Well, it looks like he's just playing the ball as there's contact from the full-back. We'll probably see it better on this angle. Yeah, well, there's a touch there.
Definite push.
Which would have resulted in a penalty 10 metres out. London are going to get the ball anyway, a bit further downfield. So at least they've got the ball anyway.
Yeah, but inside
look,
their own half.
Look where they've got it.
Liam Colbon will run this ball back at them, though.
Come on, hands out, Jamie. Come on back, Well done, go.
Tommy Lee once again. And this is Wielden now, who is on the field for London Broncos. He goes down.
A lot better shape now, the home side. Broncos realising that they're back in this game.
Dawn with a little drop of the shoulder, coming left, went right, gets to his feet quickly, plays it to Lee. Here's Krasnicki again. Down he goes on tackle number 4. 15 metres away from the champions line. It is Scott Wielden, who feigned as if he was going to pass it away. And in the end, it's a knock-on by Tommy Lee.
And again, you're in a position where you've got yourself back into the game. That was just a pass that should never, ever have been attempted.
I reckon there's two things have happened there. One, I think Tommy Lee's probably called that ball and Scott Wilden's decided to pass it. I think the other thing, there's a bit of a fear in the London Broncos that they're not going to get many opportunities. So when you are down in this field position, it's all like we've got to grab this, we've got to seize the moment. And I don't think it's a game like that at all tonight. I think London have already shown now, with a couple of sets of possession, how you can apply pressure. If they keep chipping away like that, they will score points.
It's probably worth mentioning as well the conditions. It is red hot. Even though it's late in the evening, it is red hot. Out on that pitch, that ball will be slippery. There'll be sweat on it, which reacts in a different way than just ordinary rain. Well, look at the stats now. Tackle success rate for the Leeds Rhinos right up there, as are their breaks. And London got a little bit more work to do in defence. Speaking of the defence, Eddie, I was going to ask Sean McRae, how would he coach against the side that are defending so quickly as Leeds are tonight? Rushing up and trying to put pressure on the opposition and turn them back in towards the ruck.
Well, there's two things. One is you would play a player on maybe a second pass and cross the ball back inside and try to catch someone out that didn't push up. The other one is dribble a little ball in behind occasionally. Kick early tackle count, 3 or 4, go a couple of passes, bring the line up, and then kick in behind, and that will make them sit back a bit.
It's Melling from dummy half for the London Broncos.
Goal 3.
Solid enough defence from Leeds at the play the wall. Dan Sargentson couldn't get away from them. Here's Soward. He's inside the 40-metre mark there, going for a 40-20. It's a very lush surface, though, here at the Twickenham Stoop.
It's a good kick, though. He went for the look for the 40-20, but that was a great kick and a good defensive effort from the man who put boot to ball, should I say. Oh, there's a big error.
It is from Ben Jones-Bishop.
Here's a free run.
It's the free play. Well, it now becomes the 0 tackle because he took the tackle, did Dan Sargentson, and Melling tries to take it forward again. Lee gets it to Soward. Soward then infield it comes. It's that man Krasnicki once more. They're gaining in confidence, the London Broncos.
And it all comes about by good field position as well. Stay down there. Don't fritter away your chances. As Sean was saying, utilise that kick into the in-goal area. Try to get that second set of 6.
Well, 4 tackles gone this set of 6. Fisher, Ben Fisher, the veteran, is out there on the field. His looping pass on the bounce finds Dawn. He keeps it going, and it's lost backwards, and Fisher picks up the pieces. He goes down on the last 9 metres shy of the Leeds Rhinos line. 12-6 to the champions. Can the London Broncos prize them open again? They might with a kick from Soward. Ben Jones-Bishop goes up for it and hangs on, and he was tackled in the air as well.
Sargentson offside on that one, actually.
Did well to keep hold of this, didn't he? Ben Jones-Bishop looked for all the world he was going to get a knock on. Kick was okay.
Apart from the fact that Sargentson there, who now gets involved, he was just a metre or 2 in front. But well done, Ben Jones-Bishop, for all of that.
Well done to London as well, considering what they've come into this game off the back of. 70-0 defeat in a cup semi-final. A season effectively over. 12-6 at half-time, well, halfway through the first half, Eddie. This is a lot more positive from London Broncos than I would have expected.
Now more Super League coming up for you. Super League warm-up, first of all, live on the red buttons. Sky Sport 3 before Wigan against Hull Kingston Rovers. Vital match for Hull KR in the top 8 this, and of course Wigan. They can reclaim the leadership, well, for 48 hours at least, and we look back on it all in Super League Extra Time, also via the red buttons. And in charge of Super League Extra Time, the usual crew, Brian, Barry and Terry. That's off the legs of Dawn. This is going to be head and feet of the scrum to the Leeds Rhinos.
Beautiful kick by Liam Sutcliffe. We've often said about the talent of the youngster, but you can see there Luke Dawn. He tried to miss it, but it caught the leg. So there's been more pressure for them. Such a talent, this youngster, Liam Sutcliffe of Dawn, of course, the try scorer for London, got them back into this game.
Well, they've kept the opposition below 20 points just 4 times this year, and in each of those 4, London have won or drawn. But they haven't won in Super League for 3 months since beating St Helens here, 21-14, April the 27th. That is their only home win of 2013. It was quite a scalp. Can they claim that of the champions as well, as Sutcliffe attacks them down that left-hand side? Joel Moon is waiting. Here comes Carl Ablett now. Tries to go around to Jacob Furbank, keeps the legs pumping and takes Furbank and Krasnicki with him further towards the line. Sinfield to Lulawai. Here is Burrow. Burrow to Hardacre. That's better defence. That's great. In fact, that's really good defence from Dan Sargentson. Burrow showed it to Kirk, gave it to Kirk. Kirk bumps, tries to get the pass away, can't, goes down, tackle number 4. Here's Lulawai. Lulawai will drive it in, and it will take number 5. So here comes the last for the Leeds Rhinos. It's with Rob Burrow.
Oh, they got on the short blind side.
Zach Hardacre looking for Watkins.
He scored.
And if he has got a hand on that, he hasn't. The referee was bang in position, and he's deemed that that's a tap on the 20 for London.
Great positional play there by Leeds. You could see that the skipper, Kevin Sinfield, he was out on the open side. Yeah, just knock on.
Spot on, Stuart, spot on.
That's right, he's in a good position. He actually got to the ball, but knocked it forward.
Solid defence here against Jamie O'Callaghan. Kafusi cut down by an excellent tackle from Joel Moon, working hard at marker. That's a big hit on Scott Wheeldon. Let's get down to Bill.
Change for the Broncos, and on comes James Woodburn-Hall, who'll shortly get his first touch. He's wearing number 28 as another product of the London Broncos scholarship scheme, which ironically is being worked on by a former Leeds man at the moment, Danny Ward, who of course once of Leeds, then came to London and played for the Harlequins. I think played for Brian McDermott, of course, as well during his career. Went back up to Leeds once he'd retired and has now returned to the southeast and has joined the Broncos in the scholarship department and is overseeing the progression of a number of great young players, and that's got to be emphasised. They've got some really good young talent coming through the ranks here at London.
Yes, they have, and interesting that Danny Ward is in charge of that development. Danny Ward made his debut for the Leeds Rhinos when he was selected and played under Graham Murray.
That's going to be a big problem for this London side throughout this season. We saw there at Krasnicki. Just lost his cool, went in, bit of a flop, and again gave away 30-40 metres downfield. You cannot afford to do that against the quality of this Rhino outfit.
Here they come again with Zach Hardaker. It's opened up there for Watkins. More quick hands on show. Ben Jones-Bishop. Oh, goes round Sargentson. Support is there. And that's a tremendous try from young Alex Foster. His first try for Leeds Rhinos in the Super League for Foster. He's featured in the last 4, centre or second row, 19 years of age. We talk about the great junior development going on down here in London. The Leeds production line just keeps rolling along.
There's the flop. Krasnicki allowed Leeds odds 30 metres downfield. Give them the opportunity. They just hesitate the defence. Where's it going to come from? Again, the utilisation of the dummy runner. Beautiful in and out, though, by Ben Jones-Bishop. That really was top quality. Good support play by Foster. But keep your eye out on the dummy runners again. They're just confusing the defence. Nice play. Quick hands, in and out. Oh, beautiful to watch.
Great support from Alex Foster there. The first man from the Wetherby Bulldogs to play in the Super League is Alex Foster. And Kevin Sinfield here. The job for Sinfield will be purely academic. 2 from 2 so far. This should be 3 from 3. 5 goals and a drop goal against Wakefield last week. This for his 3rd successful conversion. And Leeds have 18 points and London have 6.
To emphasise that it's a chain reaction in your defensive line, I want you to have a look at Dan Sargentson's movements. Once Dan Sargentson decides to go in, everybody on his outside must follow him. Ball spread from Rob Burrow to Kevin Sinfield. And when it gets out here, Dan Sargentson comes in, makes the wrong decision, but Soward and Melling outside him have to come back in. Sargentson realises his error, tries to get out and cover, but it's too late and Foster gets the points. You do work together as a team, but if you're inside and you make the wrong decision, you've got to expect the guys on your outside to come back in. You're going to have to hold your hand up and take the can, carry the can for it, I should say.
And that was the view that Tim Roby, the match referee, had of that Alex Foster try. Half an hour gone. Leeds 18 points to 6. A rally from the London Broncos. 12-0 down. Got it back to 12-6. Threaten the line now and again. But it's Leeds who suddenly have taken control once more.
But it's a lack of discipline again, Eddie. You know, I keep mentioning the fact that against the top sides, you can't give penalties away. You've got to apply that pressure, like they're doing now.
That was good work from Foster. He slipped the pass away to Zach Hardaker under pressure from Krasnicki. Here goes Burrow, and Ablett hits that pass. And London having to work hard in defence in this heat. It is tropical down here tonight. In this heat, this will take it out of London late on, one fears. And Sutcliffe with the kick over the top. And this is going to stay within the field of play. That's a tremendous kick. Look where that's ended up. And look where they have to run it out in the shape of Melling. Oh, and he gets as far as Foster.
Yeah, the chase was superb. Equal to that was the kick from Liam Sutcliffe. You know, you got to praise the coach, Brian McDermott, to leave the guy out there. Remember, Kevin Sinfield, 500 games. How's that for experience? And say, well, Kevin, you're going to be in the hooker because this kid deserves to be out there. And what he's shown tonight, he certainly does.
It's a sentimental return, as I said at the start of the programme, for Brian McDermott. He was here as a coach. He started much of the junior development that we've already been talking about tonight. And then he went to Leeds Rhinos, and of course it has been a fairy tale for Brian McDermott since. They're on course, Leeds, here to finish in their highest ever position under him, 5th for the last 2 years when they won the title. They're going to be 4th, one thinks, this year. And what will that mean in terms of the pursuit of Old Trafford?
Yeah, that's unforgivable, this. They'd done a great defensive set, come right off their own line, put a decent kick in. Looks like they forced the ball. The referee has seen a penalty for a ball steal. He sees a hand in it. Ben Fisher's been accused of stealing the ball. Right hand, tears back on the ball. After a good defensive set, that's disappointing.
Was it a ball steal or a shoulder charge, Stuart?
Well, I think the focus has been on the ball steal. Fisher definitely pulls at the ball, and as a result, the ball comes out. So really, the referee's got no option with that one.
6 and 2 threes, maybe. Here's Watkins. He had 2 opportunities to blow for the penalty and did. Watkins goes down on the second tackle. They're midway inside the Broncos' half of the field with Sinfield. Clarkson, under pressure, got the ball away. Bounced unkindly. Sutcliffe turned it into a decent pass. Here is Moon. Little brush away. Well, the defence has got to be better than this. Great pass to Burrow. He's too quick. No, he isn't. That's a good ankle tap by Dawn, and the cover defence comes back. And it's that young man, James Woodbourne Hall, who got him down. But the Leeds Rhinos haven't finished yet. Here is Sutcliffe again.
Great scrambling defence, had to be as well by London.
And the kick from Sinfield rattled an ankle or two, and London survived.
Luke Dorn was rightly criticised for his defensive performance in the Cup semi-final defeat, but on that occasion he saved a try with a wonderful ankle tap on Rob Burrow. There's not many people who will be able to stop Burrow in that position, but Luke Dorn had the ability to change his body position, stick a hand out and trip up Rob Burrow. Great defensive play from the fullback.
Well, London, they're down to only 12 at the moment. I think it's Scott Wheeldon that's picked up an ankle injury.
Chad Randall is one of the many absentees for this London Broncos side. He's a steadying influence on the team as well whenever he plays. This is a possible 40-20, and it is. It's wonderful. A 40-20 here from Luke Dorn.
Unbelievable kick. That's the sort of thing that can lift, and it just says, yeah, it was pretty good, wasn't it? And it certainly was.
That's huge. That's a huge play.
Well, it's absolutely brilliant. I'll tell you what, he's actually turned the ball towards the sideline, hit it so that the ball, just watch how it hits here and goes. It's the way that he's hit it off the side of his foot that's actually put that ball in the position. Now, I'm not suggesting he's actually wanted to put it pinpoint accurate there because you take a risk with kicking out in the full. That's a brilliant kick, and they're game changers.
Well, will it change the game in London's favour as they approach half-time? 5.5 minutes remaining.
Well, they need to score, and they realise it as well. So it is a set pattern from the scrum base.
Well, now's the time to see it. Soward gets it away to O'Callaghan. He tries to brush away from Sutcliffe, but Sutcliffe sticks to him like glue, and with help from Ben Jones-Bishop, down he goes. Melling at dummy half. And here they come again in the shape of Mike McMeekan. Ben Fisher. He retired, he joined the coaching staff here last October, but he's come out of retirement this year. He's been needed. Oh, and they've just coughed up the possession again. James Woodbourne Hall trying to get something going, and all he did was find Rob Burrow.
Well, it's been the story of the first half, hasn't it? You know, London in a pretty good position, then they come up with the desperation passes. Okay, they're 18-6 down, and you say, well, at least you're trying to try something, but you've got to be able to apply the pressure, and they're not doing that.
It's hard to explain that, isn't it? Luke Dorn's come up with one of the best plays of the half with that massive 40-20 kick. Like a great attacking position, and he's done a blind offload out the back with plenty of Leeds defenders around him.
And here's a 40-20 now from Sinfield. No, Dorn does really well to palm that ball back. That was heading away for a 40-20. Dorn rescued the day. Gets the pass away to Liam Colbon. Now then, was he actually in the field of play? No, he wasn't.
He had the foot on the whitewash that should have been. Head and feed to the Leeds Rhinos.
It squares up though, doesn't it, Steve-O? They've had some bad calls go against them tonight, and that's the way it goes sometimes in a game.
But at least he put
well done by him, just the same.
Yeah, he put himself in a good position. He's a talent, that's for sure. He's done.
No, if he's on the 10 there, I'll go with it, mate. Hold.
Mark Bryant playing it to Ben Fisher. Soward with a little dink over the top. Now then, Dawn is there with him in support. Oh, he's gone round Ryan Hall. This could be an outstanding try. Oh! Ryan Shaw puts the ball down with nobody near him.
Well, that was tremendous thinking. Kick over the top from Jamie Soward. We know the quality of this Australian. And the youngster, Ryan Shaw, he did everything right. He made sure that Hardacre had to hesitate, and Shaw surely would have been on his way towards the line. Oh, he can't believe it, neither can I, son.
I think what Jamie Soward wanted, I mean, we'll watch this kick, it's just brilliant, and the way he regathers is the sort of tactic we spoke about before, Brian, about how you break that defence down. I think he wants Shaw to come underneath him.
Absolutely. Jamie Soward has got to drag Zach Hardacre towards the sideline, drop Ryan Shaw inside, and Ryan Shaw scores that try. I've no doubt about it. I think Zach Hardacre reels in Ryan Shaw if he does catch that ball there.
Well, we'll never know, but that just shows you the inexperience. You get yourself two wonderful experienced players, and he would have been screaming for to come back on the inside. As it is, a golden opportunity to just frittered away yet again.
Well, that's a shame for London and for Ryan Shaw, but only 22 years of age. He has featured for Swinton this year in the Cup against Toulouse. That's why he couldn't play last weekend against Wigan. Brought into the side tonight because Rodri Lloyd has injured himself in that match and has returned to the Wigan Warriors. Sinfield gives it width and finds Joe Moon. He walked around Liam Colbon and he gave it to Ryan Hall, and Hall's on his way to the sideline. No, he isn't. He flicks the ball back to Ian Kirk, and all 6'7" of Ian Kirk brings the ball in centre field. And here comes the last tackle for Leeds. Burrow with the kick, and it just scuffs and bounces its way to the sideline. Luke Dawn in the end not terribly interested in taking that.
Well, I got the impression that Luke Dawn thought it's pretty close to half-time here. Let's just close the shop up.
Well, he can close the shop up for a minute and 20 seconds, providing they don't make any howlers from the scrum base.
It's not a bad position they're in, though, is it? 18-6 down. I mean, they've had a couple of chances. The Leeds on the other end have just been stopped short by that man, Luke Dorn, in the shot. But it's not too bad. This is a fair performance from the bottom side.
There's a definite improvement from their last performance, and you would expect that because there's a personal pride attached, and they'll talk about the hurt that's gone through the organisation. But at the same time, I just think they panic too much when they've got the ball inside the Leeds 20-metre zone. There's too much panic there, and probably not enough experience, not enough people calming things down a bit. But they're certainly in this game, that's for sure.
Foster went a bit high then on Jamie Soward. They almost committed Harry Carey from the scrum base, did the London Broncos, but they got away with it. Colbon will play it here too, Ben Fisher. And Ian Kirk is hunting the mistake. There's only 20 seconds remaining in this first half. Fisher will have a little scamper away. Goes down on tackle number 4. Looks like they might just get to half-time, only with a 12-point deficit. Dawn. And here comes O'Callaghan. Down he goes on the last. The kick will be good enough for London here. Just fine touch with the kick. Or take the tackle then. And that's what he does. First half over, Leeds ahead by 18 points to 6. They were 6 up after Peacock barged his way over and Sinfield added the extras. That was